Good morning. Good morning all. Good morning to citizens and residents, well-wishers, partners, volunteers, all. It's another day that we should thank the Lord for, and we're very happy that we're alive and we can continue the development of our country. Today we'll be looking at agriculture and food security. And of course I will leave you in the capable hands of Dr. McIntyre, who will coordinate today's program. But just to say, as we've said many times since the hurricane, that agriculture is a critical component of our rebuilding efforts, and we need to ensure that we can start producing food and make food available not only to our domestic markets but also to our export markets in the region. A large part of our country depend on agriculture for their livelihoods, for their sustenance, for the income, and we need to ensure that all people can go back to work the quickest possible time. As the country knows, we've had a loan facility at the Aid Bank targeting farmers and fisher folk. We shall be reviewing that financing facility at the Aid Bank to allow it to be more robust and more nimble in its application, so that those funds can get into the farms and to the fields and into farmers as quickly as possible. The intention is to provide both advanced or enhanced technical assistance to farmers, planting material to farmers, assisting them with the payment of farm labor to accelerate their planting opportunities. The Ministry of Agriculture will speak today of a special initiative which we are launching today, effective today. I have signed off on it. I signed off on it yesterday. We have with us there Mr. Peter Dillon, who is a special advisor to the OECS on agricultural development, and he will be speaking to the initiative which he has proposed to the government and people of Dominica, and which we have graciously accepted. And they will speak to the more technical details of this. We have some seedlings at Portsmouth that will be distributed to farmers, and of course the PS will speak to the details of those seedlings, what type of seedlings. But the whole idea is to get farmers back in the field post-haste, to start with the short-term crops, the beans, different type of beans, green beans, red beans, pink beans, cabbages, lettuce, putting pumpkins and cucumbers, things that we can harvest in 2 to 6 weeks, and have our own produce here to assure ourselves of food security, because we need to ensure that we can have our local vegetables and fruits there. In respect to bananas and plantains, the harvesting of the banana and plantain suckers and getting the farmers on board to replant and so that in the next 7-8 months we can have plantains and bananas in the country, not only for domestic consumption but exports. Back in the field of yams and sweet potatoes, different varieties of sweet potatoes. There's a variety that one can harvest in 6 weeks. So we'll be sourcing a lot of the planting material, the cuttings, and make this available to farmers. Not only to commercial farmers, but subsistence farmers. Because we want to ensure that all of us, no matter how small our backyard is, that we can grow something in our backyard. Get the utensils filled with soil and plant some seedlings, and so that you yourself can have your own domestic access to some of the produce and so forth. We are in discussions with FAO, the CARICOM, the OECS, the European Union, and all of our regional partners, CARDI and others, and the hope is that very soon we shall convene a stakeholders consultation with all our partners around the table, specifically targeting agriculture and livestock and fisheries, and to see how we can work together with these regional and international agencies to assist us with implementing our strategy towards addressing our food security and agricultural production in our country. We'll be putting in place a national task force for the resurgence of agriculture in Dominica. And that national task force will have membership beyond our boundaries. So it is called national, but there'll be membership from the various agencies, the OECS and CARICOM represented on this task force, to monitor, to assess the implementation of the strategy, where the gaps are, where we need to fill the gaps, where we're falling short, where we need to improve, and so forth. We're giving directions to the Ministry of Agriculture to focus on the clearing of major access roads, farm roads, so that farmers can have access to their farms, assisting with the cutting of the logs on some of the critical farms, so the government will provide the farming community with that support. We'll also look at providing support to the farmers and transporting their produce to the pack houses where they need that particular support. We'll be giving instructions to the Ministry of Agriculture to get the abattoir back in operation as soon as possible, speak to the poultry farmers, speak to the pork farmers, what support do you need, let us import birds into the country, let's import feed into the country, let us help the construction of the infrastructure with farmers, with some of the funds that we have at the aid bank, so that we can get broilers into the country and have meat in the next couple of months, and certainly start back our egg program, because we have not been importing eggs in this country for many years, more than 25 years, and we need to advise ourselves and be advised what actions we need to take to get us to that point, because it will take the birds 25 weeks before, I've been advised, before they start producing eggs, and therefore when does that 25-week start? And we need to start today, and to meet the poultry farmers, so that we can have an idea as to what kind of investments you need in this particular subsector to get it going. So we want, and now that the land is clear, there's no more clearing to this, simply just to harvest some of the planting material and plant back. Dashing and so forth in all of the communities in Bells and in the east. We need to get these things going. So agriculture for us, food security for us, is priority number one. And we will be articulating further some of the more specific interventions and the more specific support which we provide to the farmers across the country. Both those who were existing farmers before, and those who would like to get into agriculture now. And even from myself, from a personal note, I have started harvesting my own planting and buying of suckers and replanting, and have guys clearing for me. We're putting a lot of 6 weeks potato into the soil, red beans, pink beans, green beans, cucumbers. So if every one of us was to do the same thing, come Christmas, come November, we would have lots of food here in the country, and minimize and reduce on the imports of these items into our country, because we must ensure that there's a balanced diet. That when we're having a meal, it cannot be an absence of vegetables and fruits. So in respect to the citrus, we are doing an assessment of the extent of the damage to the citrus program and so forth. Coconuts, we had a program through the OECS from the Mexican government in providing us with more resilient coconut seedlings. I think that was an opportunity for us to get these seedlings into the country. That some of them that are more susceptible to the red palm disease and the yellowing of the plants. So there are a number of very exciting initiatives that we have been studying and we're looking at, and we're well on our way towards having those things practicalize themselves on the fields in Dominica. But from the government standpoint, with the little resources that we have, we're prepared to provide the support to the farming community, so we can move as quickly as possible. With these few words, I will leave you in the most capable hands, or the more capable hands of Dr. McIntyre this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and let me again greet everyone. We have with us here in Dominica the current chairman of the OECS authority, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Alan Chastanet, and also we have with him two of his senior ministers, the Minister for Education and the Minister for Economic Planning, here with us, and of course the Director General of the OECS Commission, and also Ambassador Gregoire and other delegation members from the St. Ocean delegation. It is just about 2 weeks and a half or thereabout. I accompanied the chairman to all of the islands affected by Hurricane Irma. So we traveled to Anguilla, to the British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts, and also Barbuda. We went to Antigua to speak with the authorities there. But who would have known that he would have been visiting me or visiting Dominica? And that is the harsh reality of the situation. And as I've always said to the people, today is this person's, tomorrow could be ours. But what this has shown is it has already demonstrated and exposed the true solidarity which exists in the OECS. Every single OECS government, every single OECS citizen, institution has been of exceptional support. They have been volunteering the support to us, and without them, we would not have made much progress in our response to this mammoth task of responding to this hurricane. I will not be long. I would like to invite to say a few words the Director General of the OECS Commission, Dr. Didicus Jules, who is well known here in Dominica, to speak to us on some of the initiatives which the OECS Commission has been working on since Maria. Thank you.